Greetings, Widow Nation. Well, we may have just lost our last game this season, but I cannot say I'm disappointed that much in my team. For not a whole lot of people thought we had a shot at this. I ever have kept a small glimmer of hope that we could be able to catch Baylor napping, because of them playing K-State next week, that this could be a trap game for them. And it kind of looked like it was. They really weren't all that there as a team, and we had several opportunities to win this game. But we just kind of shot ourselves in the foot, some with some bad penalties and fumbling the ball way more times than we probably should have in their side of the field, and that missed field goal. But with all of that said, this was, in my opinion, the best game we have played overall all season. Well, when the season started and we barely pulled off victories against Central Arkansas and UTEP, and you told me that we will go to the very end of the game against Baylor, I will kind of question that, thinking, really, this team here that's struggling against these mediocre teams, it's gonna go toe to toe with Baylor? But as the season progressed, even though we continued to play sloppily, there was still small glimpses of hope when it came to our offense. And when Webb went down, I thought that was it. Unless some surprises happen. Which they started to. For after we lost to Webb, our team started to go on the up and up. They started to get gradually more efficient and better. Granted, they're not perfect, but they were definitely improving as a whole. And this game shows it. I mean, this was the first time we played an entire game of football. Both halves were played just as hard, and we took Baylor to the very end, but just could not pull off the upset. And I am finally sold as Mahomes being the starter now. Well, when he came in at some bad scenarios, I thought he was a bit young, a bit risque with the ball. But the past few games he's played, I am honestly no longer a skeptic. I think he is definitely a future. For he has been pretty efficient with the ball when it comes to passing it. I mean, he got almost 1,000 yards in this season, and he only started 3 games. And Webb is like 2,000 something with a boatload of interceptions. Mahomes, a handful of interceptions, and not too many as a starting quarterback. So he is someone I'm looking forward to playing from now on. For the way he took apart this Baylor secondary and running the ball very efficiently when he couldn't get a play, keeping plays alive. I mean, he's going to be a dangerous weapon for us in the future. And I think this game probably silenced a lot of skeptics like me, who were kind of not really sure what he was capable of. But now, yeah, I think going into his sophomore year next year, get some practice and such, he has a chance at being a all-star quarterback. And Tech really hasn't had one of those in a long time. I mean, the closest we got into one was Seth Dagey in recent years, but Seth Dagey's no Graham Hill, really. And DeAndre Washington is still beasting it up. I mean, he can still catch the ball and run it as great as anyone else can. I mean, granted, our offense did have a few fumbles. This is going to be a really dangerous offense, I think, next year. I mean, we are still keeping Grant, I believe. And granted, Marquette may be gone, but Devin Lauderdale, Eric Sadler, those are looking to be some really dangerous receivers, and can only imagine the damage they're going to do in the coming years. Defensively, while still our weakest portion of our game, looked to be pretty good. I mean, they were having Baylor look not so great. I mean, Bryce Petty was having a pretty tough time against our defense. And granted, he went out in the third quarter, and Baylor's offense really couldn't get too much going. This is still a Baylor offense. It's still Arch Bio. Very dangerous, very quick. But our defense was up to the task and really kept us in the game. Aside from a few penalties, they were pretty effective. And Pete Robertson is still just beasting it up, and I'm glad he's only a junior for keeping around next year. That's going to be really important for us, seeing how he is a big guy and Sam McGravin is leaving next season. So having a player like him stay and help mentor the incoming players is really important. And hopefully with age, our defense as a whole will not be as limpy, porous, whatever you want to describe it, how it's been throughout most of the season. And but that said, should we keep the momentum? I say yes. I mean, I don't think getting a new defensive coordinator again is really going to be all that good for us. But I think that's what's probably going to happen. But, our defense from the beginning of the season looked like an entirely different ball team. And which probably begs the question, where was this team all year? Why were we playing like this constantly? Who knows? It's college football. Every week seems to be a completely new season. But it sucks that we're not going to a bowl game this year, and it kind of sucks that we did not win our final game of the season. But still, our team performed extremely well, and there's a lot to build on from this game. There's a lot to at least go into the off season with some sort of pride, since we did play our hearts out this game and we gave it all we could. There's a few undisciplined errors. We really well that separated us from a victory. Those can be easily fixed now. There's plenty of time to work on this team, and hopefully next season we won't be turning the ball over too much. Hopefully our defense can stop the run and become more efficient at getting interceptions. And hopefully we can next season our new kicker, who's gonna replace Buston, won't be missing some PATs or bouncing balls off goalposts on a semi-regular basis. Granted, Buston's been pretty good in his tenure here. He just kind of started losing it a bit near the end. And that's about it. There's a lot of build on from this game, but now what we can do now is sit back and enjoy the end of college football from the sidelines. Which is difficult to do because we at Tech we really love going to bowling. We have a tremendous bowl record, a bowl eligibility. So I still think Cliff is gonna be the best bet for us in the long run. This is not the sophomore stakes. He started out good with some senior players, not only any of his guys, but next season we really are going to get a look at what Cliff Kingsbury can bring to the table with the players he has. And from what I saw in this game, it looks to be a bright future. Even though it was a loss, we still look pretty dang good out there against one of the best teams in the country. That's it. So, until next time, Raider Nation, guns up, Raider Power, and Wreckham Tech.